It started that night, when those High Guard people came and did what they did. They went about ransacking your home in search of the anomaly. I assume you were hiding in that one broom closet with a hole in the wall?
I nod.
Good. It's good to know that it wasn't for nothing.
What wasn't for nothing?
As they were going on and throwing things about, sometime after they had killed Dad.
A part of my heart sinks as she says that aloud. I just hate having to accept that Crucian is dead. And judging by how she said that, Eno must feel the same way.
Among the various sounds of destruction, there was another sound that didn't fit in with the others. The members of the High Guard stopped what they were doing and got curious as to what that noise was. The sounds of wooden planks breaking from another room.
They heard that? Over all of that noise? It's not like I intended to bust through the wall like I did. That was completely unexpected.
To be fair, even I heard it. And when I did, taking the situation into account, I knew it had to have been you.
What happened then?
They got curious. Stopped dead in their tracks. What was that? One of them said. Another claimed it came from the very closet that you broke out of, and without much hesitation, she started making her way to the closet door.
Listening to her speak, I can already tell where she's going with this. But Eno, there's no way that you...
Mom was already holding me back from throwing myself at the High Guard soldiers when they killed Dad, but when I saw that woman heading in your direction, even she couldn't hold me back anymore. I slipped out of Mom's arms and charged right at her, both out of anger and desperation. I wanted to strike back for what they had already done, but when they started closing in on you, I lost it.
But you were so young. Diving into a one-sided fight like that is borderline suicide.
I just wasn't thinking about myself. All I had in my mind was our home, Mom, Dad, and you. I was grabbed immediately by one of the soldiers. My behavior caught the attention of the woman heading to the closet. She looked at me with an excited expression, almost as if she wanted me to get to her. She came up to me, grabbed me by the hair and spoke. Feeling as brave as your father? It seems you're all quite the feisty bunch. I like that. She raised her fist, clearly wanting to put me in my place. Enough, the man who I suppose was leading the group shouted. An older Ryan man, green and blonde hair, amber-colored eyes which were darkened due to his age. He walked over to me while looking at our destroyed surroundings. Nose pointed upward, as if he was just looking down and judging everything. His face was so close to mine. Defying the High Guard means defying the High Priestess. And for that, I will give you a light, yet permanent reminder of what we do to sinners. And then, as they held me down, he...
She proceeds to tightly grip her pant legs. I notice her body beginning to tremble. Seeing this, I feel myself getting angrier and angrier. What did he do to you? She grits her teeth and looks to her side. She places her hands on the low end of her shirt, gripping tightly, yet reluctantly. She raises it up to show. What the hell? There's such a long scar there. Why would they do something like that to her? I thought these people were supposed to act by the will of the gods or something along those lines. I mean, if it were me, then at least that'd make a little more sense. But Eno isn't even an anomaly.
Mom tried to jump in and intervene, but as you'd expect, that didn't end well with those odds. The blade of his dagger left quite the reminder.
Listening to her speak, seeing her in such a state. The High Guard. I will never forgive them. I harbored hate for them over what I already knew. But hearing that they took their heinous acts even further? Are these people really supposed to protect the innocent? It sounds more to me like they get a kick out of torturing for the hell of it.
Can we talk about something else, actually?
Yeah. There was never a doubt in my mind that Fauna and Eno went through hell after that night. But I didn't know that they still went through so much more in such a short span of time. And that scar... I can't ignore that. A part of me wants to ask her for a name of the ringleader of that group. But realistically, what in the world would I be able to do? Though, if I ever manage to meet this man face to face, I'll gladly give him what he deserves. It's nothing. Never mind. Of course I have more on my mind, but I don't want to make Eno feel any more uncomfortable. After laughing awkwardly, I stare into the dancing flame ahead, and Eno does the same.
Hey.
Ow! Looking over at Eno in response to her call, I met with a sturdy flick to the forehead.
What was that about? Don't be worrying about me too much. I'm here and alive, so you don't have anything to worry about.
Did you have to do that to get the message across, though? Jeez! This girl. I swear.
Moving along, I've still got some fish to eat.
Well, hey! Well, I'm the one who caught them. You better not hog them all. And thus, a rather chaotic dinner begins. The two of us headlocking each other, grabbing at skewers faster than one another, and even snatching them from each other's hands. This is the kind of thing that I've missed. Eating with a close friend, having fun, sharing laughs. For the first time in a while, I'm truly not alone. Even if it's just for a little bit. I'll cherish this moment. Forever. That was awesome.
Yes it was.
With the fishes that I had brought from the pond now devoured, the two of us are just lying flat on the ground next to each other. I'll just call it resting after a satisfying battle. Though I can't see my own face, I can feel my smile. It's one that I haven't felt in a while. A genuine smile beaming across my face as we both look into the evening sky. The sounds of the brushing grass and flowing breeze caressing my ears. It almost makes me want to fall asleep right here.
Hey, Sin?
Yeah?
I had mentioned this earlier, but do you remember when we first met?
Ugh, how could I forget? I woke up alone in the woods, could barely form a sentence, and don't even get me started on the apple thing.
You mean when I gave you that apple and your first instinct was to throw the thing?
You had to go into it.
Of course I did.
Why are you bringing this up?
It just fascinates me how much you've grown since I found you. With each passing day, you've changed for the better in one way or another. I mean, you went from not even knowing your own name to knowing Siven's speech seemingly out of nowhere. And looking at you now, I mean, I guess it just makes me so proud.
It was you who taught me what I know. I'm nothing special. The only reason I know my name is because you read my mind and just happened to hear it.
True, but don't sell yourself short. Living on your own like this is a feat by itself.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, and speaking of that, I still can't help wondering whose voice that was.
When I learned your name?
Yeah, you told me a while back that the voice sounded nothing like me at the time. I mean, if it's in my own head, then
How could you have heard someone else's voice?
Beats me. Maybe we could figure that out someday.
Yeah, well, for some reason, I doubt it. What is that noise? It almost sounds like a bug of some kind, but not one that I've ever heard after all of my years of living in this forest.
Ugh, really? Right now?
The both of us raise our heads off of the ground.
Sorry, it's my comm link.
Your what now?
Oh, look here, but put your hood on first.
I do as she says, and put on my hood before scooting close to her. She holds up her arm, and then rolls up her sleeve. There, on her wrist, reveals some sort of band. Looking at it closely, it's also giving off some light. Actually, not just that, but the light says something as well. Call incoming?
And tap.
She takes her finger and lightly taps the words on the band. And in response... What the... Some brighter, teal-colored light appears in front of us. It's a gentle, glowing, and floating picture. And in that picture, there's a person in it, with a lively, city-like environment in the background. It's a Ryan man, judging by his hair and eye color.
Shredder Tier 3. Ino Arule speaking.
Speaking? Why are you talking to a picture?
Yo, Indigenous branch member, Void Reverin.
It talked back? Indigenous branch member? It's not often a Tier 3 Shredder would get a call from a branch member directly. Shouldn't you be looking to communicate with a Tier 1 or even 2?
Look. You are the closest and most available. At this point, I'll take what I can get.
What in the world is going on? I look over at Ino, who appears a little nervous.
What's the situation?
Situation is that there's some whispers and worries about something freaking out the locals, and we need some...
What the hell? The very world around us quakes as a pretty loud sound roars from the distance. Looking up into the sky, I see several flocks of birds flying in the same direction, as if to get away from something. And that sound? It was almost like an explosion.
What in the world was that? Cereverin, are you okay? What was that?
I look back at Ino in the moving picture. All that's there is a view of the sky. Along with that image are voices of people, all screaming. What is happening?
Cereverin? Please respond. Cereverin!
Damn it! Just call me Void!
There's now movement in the picture, which I assume means he's still conscious at least. The two of us are getting a better view of the surroundings in the image now. Along with people running with horrified expressions, everything around them is on fire and in disarray.
And that is the reason we need you here as soon as possible! God, and I was hoping this would be a chill day! The sooner the better! Shredder, Void out!
With that, the moving image disappears, and leaves both Ino and myself in a state of bewilderment. I was already lost at the comm link, but what I just witnessed? I'm at a loss for words.
What?
Ino? What just happened?
I
can attest to being stunned, but Ino? Ino looks particularly shaken up right now.
I have some business to attend to.
And that means jumping right into that chaos by yourself? As if. I'm coming with you.
Sin, did you hear what that guy said? He's a branch member. Meaning he was contacting me directly from a branch city.
I won't lie. With that, she has me at a standstill. A branch city? The most important landmarks of every territory in the world. Each run by a branch leader. I was always told to avoid those areas like a disease, since they have such close ties to the High Order. The thought of me diving right into one could be the riskiest move I could ever do.
I will not allow you to walk right into a place so dangerous for you as an anomaly.
Are you kidding me? Ino walks over to her lance and tosses it over her shoulder.
Don't worry.
She walks up to me and places her hand on my shoulder.
I'll be back once I got all this under control. Remember what I said earlier. I won't let fear hold me back anymore. Not in a situation like this.
She gives a smile before lifting up the mask part of her shirt and covering her mouth. I give her a smile of my own, though it's probably obvious that it's forced. However, I could easily say the same about hers. She takes a few steps away and then turns her back to me. She raises her arm and turns her comlink back on, this time around showing something completely different. Instead of a guy, now there appears to be a map.
Let's see. Branch City Ingenus is that way.
She lowers her arm, and the light fades away.
Then, I really miss days like these.
I do too.
We'll definitely talk more whenever this is over. Heck, maybe I can get Mom involved and we can all have a nice meal together. Just like old times.
Yeah. I look forward to it.
She then takes a stance, like she's preparing to make a powerful dash. But instead, she makes a grand leap into the trees above, completely vanishing from my eyes. Vanishing from my eyes. Why does that feel so...
Senia, come on. She hasn't been gone for even 30 seconds. Relax.
The grand star's light continues to fade away, and is slowly but clearly being replaced by the glow of the moons. Being left alone, worried, and confused, I just crawl back in my tent. Laying my head down and staring at the tent ceiling, I feel a strange sensation in my chest. Seeing Ino leap away in this situation, was it okay for me to stay behind and have her go in alone? Should I have taken her advice and used it for myself?
I don't know.
I yank my sheets over my entire body. Did I make a mistake? Am I worrying too much? I mean, Ino is strong on her own, and she's going to be fighting alongside branch members as well. They're supposed to be the best of the best, so it should be fine. Right? But what could be causing all of that destruction? I know that the High Guard aren't who they make themselves out to be, but surely they wouldn't wreak havoc on an entire city. Damn it. Just try to get some sleep, Senia. And Ino, just don't do anything stupid.